gosh. I don't think I've ever heard you answer this before.
Well, good. That was a question I never heard before.
You've heard it
before. Are we getting back together and when are we touring together?
No, and listen, that ain't the question I'm asking.
Okay. That probably,
all right.
That's a miracle.
Unless you got breaking news and we want to chime in with the breaking news. Okay.
You heard it here first.
Jeff's like, Michael, come on. You're running the show.
Welcome to World News Tonight.
Yeah. Okay, so no, here's a question. And if I ever have Toby on this show, which he doesn't know who I am, so I don't know why he would. But if I did,
I can make it happen.
If I did, I would ask him this question too. And I've always been fascinated with this. This is 1994 Josh Huisman asking this question right here, okay? You guys come out with Free at Last.
Right.
Okay, that album sells a lot of copies.
It sure did.
All right.
It was a turning point album for us. With Catalyst.
All right. So now you see where I'm going. All right. So then the Christian music industry, the way it kind of works is if you have success, you stick with what worked. All right. So you guys then said, let's go make an album that is a departure from that album. All right. And I was in Terre Haute, Indiana in 1990, whatever that was.
5-4.
I was a baseball player and I used to travel around and be in different teams, whatever. And I heard that a Christian bookstore had the new single called Jesus Freak.
What?
And my buddy who had driven us to this tournament that we're in, I was like, let's go get the cassette. And I put the cassette in and I'm ready to hear something like Socially Acceptable.
Yeah.
Or
what you thinking, doing the things you do.
Right, or what was it? The other night I met a girl and she looked at me. So that one.
She's that kind of girl, different from the one, because I know she loves the Lord. That kind of girl. Ooh.
Yes, okay. So I put that in and I hear this like this weird guitar screeching thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying. When that kicked in, I thought I bought the wrong band.
Yeah.
I thought I had the wrong band. Okay, and I've always wanted to ask. Okay, and
why?
Yeah, what went into the discussion to say that went Free at Last was platinum, right?
Well, probably 2 million, probably now, yeah.
Okay, and you guys said, let's just turn this thing on its ear. Okay, this was like so foreign to me.
Yeah.
In the Christian music world, okay?
Yeah.
Is there anything in that you can share behind the scenes that
on the
led
total
to
surface
that?
side of things, we were afraid of being a boy band and being, Free at Last was a very poppy record. It was the video was very glitzy, glammy, and it felt like, so on one side, just, no, my sort of a spiritual thought, not at all. But it was like, we ain't trying to go down like what's that band, with the white guy and two white guys and a black guy.
Calling Me Bad?
Calling Me Bad.
I don't know how I thought of that.
That was impressive.
Going way back into the library.
Yes.
Yeah. Just my man. He knows everything.
I know, that's awesome.
He DJs all my parties at my house. But total sidebar. But so we were like, we ain't going out like that. That was one of it. And then the other side was, music was changing. And it's like, we had just signed with Virgin Records. And they were like, you guys aren't a band. You're kind of like Three Dog Night. 3 lead singers, blah, blah, blah. And we had, back then you could take a year or 2 years to make a record.
Yeah.
Now you got to have a single out every 3 months.
every other month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we struggled and we thought what we were going to do. But that played, the whole boy band thing, that messed with our heads enough to where we go, let's just go do something different, something more intense, something more mainstream reaching, if you will. Because we were signing with Virgin. We thought, we're signing with Virgin. Don't be afraid. If we cross over, we're taking our crossover with us.
Yeah.
And we did just that with the songs. It was our biggest record of all time. One of the biggest records of Christian music, period. And I think it impacted Christian music. I think it changed the trajectory in some ways of the whole industry. That record.
Yeah.
But that's my little opinion. But my point is, that record, we got more new fans. People thought it was proved true because people were like, when we heard that record, we became like hardcore guys. Like, and it made me feel so good. Like, the DJ Talk's the bomb, man. Because before there was like a bunch of little boys, good-looking guys were singing, these great songs, but it's very, high fashion, high gloss kind of thing. Still, meat. Jesus Still Alright, all those songs. But this one has a bite to it, The songs are more intense, more socially socially conscious and digging issues about from abortion to racism to we that's one thing about DC Talk. We always spoke just blatant things. We're gonna do it. We're gonna be blatant about it.
Yeah. Well, I would say just to when you listen to that album now, it holds up.
Yeah.
I mean, production, everything across the board, songwriting, lyrically, all of those different things. I mean, even it could be released to me right now.
Yeah.
And
What was your favorite song on that record? I'll tell you my favorite song was What Have We Become?
Okay,
in
listen,
a world
listen,
degenerating.
you can't ask me a question and then say the song that I was about to say.
Really?
Yes.
That's my favorite song too.
Self-indulgent people.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just...
Mom and Dad are fighting, and Rosie lies are crying.
Yeah.
For once, she's overheard regrets of their mistake.
Yeah.
Christmas bells are ringing, little Rosie, leave them.
Ding dong.
Yeah. No, the verse about the little girls saying Mom and Dad fight with the fact they wish they wouldn't have had her. And so the Christmas gift she gave Mom and Dad, she killed herself. It'll be the pill she take. You know, Mom and Dad fighting in the room. She's like, "You don't want me? Okay.
Will be the pill she takes.
Will be the pill she take." Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Oh.
It wasn't something you put on Christmas morning.
No. It was heavy stuff, man. But,
But you're right. It was heavy stuff. And if you were to ask me questions, I mean, here's the thing. Jeff doesn't know this. I mean, listen, if we want to go down Newsboys Road, we can do that as well.
Yeah, sure.
Because like one of your first albums was like my freshman year of college was
Which one was it?
Take Me to Your Leader.
Take Me to Your Leader.
And
probably my favorite Newsboys record.
Yeah. We were in the same exact boat as what like Tait just described, and it was the same year, in fact. And we got signed to Virgin Records as well, right at the same time.
You talk with the two big bands.
Yeah. And we were like, we had this. Like there's always this stigma around us, like too much programming or tracks or keyboards, or like they're not a real band, or they don't do this or that. We're like, all right, we're just gonna throw all this stuff out the window, and we're just gonna set up in a studio for
Jeff's like Michael Jordan. He's like, and I took that personally.
And we're just gonna play it live, and we even brought in like these big LA mixer guys to mix it, and it's gonna sound as good as because mainstream music was changing really fast at that time too, and it was going from like life was changing from like Belle Biv DeVoe and like the super poppy stuff, and then like everyone knows when Nirvana came that changed everything in the like overnight, and
there was a
was
song
scrambling to find it.
There was a song on that record, Take Me to Your Leader. In fact, okay, Michael, you don't know this because a year or so ago, you guys did a show after one of the awards, and Michael, you were sick.
Oh, that's right.
And Peter Furler had to fill in.
That's right. We did an old school set.
Yeah, it was a behind thing. It wasn't on the part of the tour or anything like that. So, and Peter Furler sang, oh my gosh.
So like
when you come back again.
Lost the Plot.
Yeah. I when I was in youth ministry, I built a whole message on the song Lost the Plot. But listen, what we're getting into now, guys, is what I feel is missing.
It is missing.
I know. Okay, sidebar. Question for all of us. Is it, and God, you know our hearts, worship is not about talking about social conscious stuff. But that's what the radio wants to hear. They want to hear, and he's God, and the ocean scream, and the sun shine. I get that.
And then I got hit by a wave.
Yeah.
I mean, So,
and anyway, I get that, but it's like, how do you still?
I think radio is trying to cross the bridge so that like you just complete the trifecta, where like the same songs that you hear on the radio, you go and you sing them at church on Sunday. Like they're easy to sing. The choruses are simple choruses for everybody. We have those songs too, like We Believe, and I think that's. Because we have found now, like if a single or a song is sung in church, it's like bonus, because it's like all of a sudden you've got millions.
King of Kings live.
Yeah, there's certain worship songs we do live. It's like those are the songs people already know because they come into church on Sunday morning, and if you have a song that's doing well in a church or that congregations are singing, and it's on the radio too, it's like then all of a sudden everyone knows.
It's kind of equivalent like to saying like Sweet Caroline, blah blah blah.
It's just they're just easy to digest.
If you go biblically, go to the Psalms.
Yeah.
You'll find some Psalms that are just completely vertical. You're just going straight.
We
to
talk
God
about
the
that
Father.
all the time.
And then you'll find other Psalms where the psalmist is just crying out,
just blatantly honest.
Horizontally here.
Yes.
Josh, what are you talking about?
We talk about that all the time.
You can't do that on Christian radio, bro. We can't do that in the Christian. We can't talk about our issues, bro. It's got to be sunny. Mom's got the kids in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you guys are in that arena and not me.
Oh, trust me. Now, Sid, who's watching, it's very frustrating to this black man and to this white man. Very frustrating to him. I'm like, I love, but it's like, but there's some, the vertical matters.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, the horizontal has no chance of working. But let's take some of the vertical and put it into the horizontal and talk on people's levels and give them, find some radio stations around, sometimes they're not going to, it's some guy that's, just finished a night doing cocaine or swinging with some girl here and there or whatever. It's not going to, it can bless them, but like, we'll talk to the issues, social issues,
right?
Ills and stuff. The worship I think is good for the believer and for our relationship. It's hard for the non-listener.
Yeah. Well, 100% in that, and then with the other music we're talking about, the non-believer who hears it, when they hear that a believer in Christ, man, they're going through struggles too, and everything's not just sugar and rainbows and whatever it may be. But then you're speaking to them in a different way. It kind of like giving, hey, there's a light. Let me show you where that light is.
You're talking to the choir.
Yeah.